Welcome back to Animation Station. Welcome back to Marvelous Eternals. Sorry, I was literally sleeping because that was me at the end of watching this piece of crap. Asleep. Because literally nothing in this movie is worth anything, really. Literally nothing. I mean, I have a written review all laid out for you, but it doesn't deserve it the more I think about it. So we're going to freehand this one, because it does not deserve the dignity of a written review. It is a giant piece of shit. Every single thing about it, even now, is a giant piece of shit. And as bad as some of these other movies are, and this may not be the worst project out of the entire MCU, it is the worst movie. By a pretty big margin, as a matter of fact. I hated it when it came out. I hated it again when I tried to give it a second chance. And I hate it again for this third and final time I am ever sitting through this pile of shit. Ever again. This is the worst MCU movie. Say what you want about Love and Thunder, at least it had some kind of idea to it. This had nothing. It was a huge cast of talented people wasted on the worst and shittiest script you can possibly come up with. That's it. That's all it is. You get the same bad CGI from Shang-Chi. You get acting that should be way better than it is considering the cast. Aside from the Train to Busan guy, he's fine. You get a story that is so fucking stupid that it makes some of the Sony Spider-Man spin-off movies look smarter in comparison. Say that 5 times fast. And just agonizing pacing. This thing is so damn slow. Like, it feels like torture. It pretty much is torture the whole way through. I mean, say what you want about Shang-Chi, at least it had some kind of idea to it, and the action was really cool because they had a focus on hand-to-hand combat. This has fucking nothing. Literally nothing. It is the most generic, boring superhero movie you can possibly think of. And considering that the Snyderverse exists, that's saying something. Oh, and speaking of that, you know what Eternals is at its core? It tries to be like this big celestial thing, but no. It's a freaking blatant ripoff of the Justice League. And it's not even trying to hide it. Like, you have a Batman-like character, you have a godlike Superman character, you have a strong female Wonder Woman character. Like, you literally just have the Justice League. That's what this movie is. And it is a blatant ripoff to the point of being outright obnoxious. And of course, that means all the characters are just stereotypes and caricatures of themselves. And again, because the acting is so freaking just half-assed, there's nothing to be invested in. Not even when they bring in some giant Titan thing and they have, like, what people call the scariest scene in the MCU. No, it's not the scariest scene in the MCU. It is the dumbest scene in the MCU. Seriously, everything about that scene just sucks. Everything about this movie sucks. This is one of the reasons why I didn't want to review MCU movies regularly here on the channel originally, because then I would have to deal with this piece of shit. But I have to. I have to go through all of them, as much as I don't want to. Eternal sucks, it bombed at the box office, and it deserved to bomb at the box office, because this thing is garbage. Like, it is absolute garbage. I have tried 3 times to give it a chance, and every time I was left just as bored as I was with Man of Steel. Yeah, it sucks that hard. It's that boring, it's that tedious, it's that lifeless, it's that devoid of character. It's just a piece of shit. That's literally all it is. It's a piece of shit. And it's not worth giving any kind of detailed thoughts on because it doesn't fucking deserve it. It is a movie that is purely designed to bore the hell out of you. It is the Marvel equivalent of NyQuil. It is a movie you put on when you want to fall asleep, which is the only time it's actually good for something. Am I being too harsh? I'm sorry, but this movie is a tedious, boring slog. And as I've told you 1,000 times already, I build my channel on blunt, brutal honesty. So, if I offend you, I'm sorry. But this movie just sucks. It sucked when it first came out, it sucked when I tried to give it a second chance, and it still sucks now. And what's even worse is that until the equally terrible Brave New World that I already reviewed, nothing about this movie even matters in the grand scheme of the MCU up until then. Like, it's literally something they had to literally just pull out of their ass, out of nowhere. Like, hey, you know that giant ice hand thing that's gonna tease like some giant threat coming? Let's not address it again until a bunch of movies later, and a movie that also a lot of people aren't gonna watch because they know it's a piece of shit. Yeah, real smart. And I feel bad for the Train to Busan guy, I do. He's a great actor. I've seen him in other things. He is a great actor. But here, he's just given nothing to work with because the writing, the script, and the dialogue is so generic and cringe that you can't get through it. I can't get through it. You can't get through it. None of us can get through it. It's a movie that no one likes, and it's a movie that I am putting through the ringer because it deserves it. If you're one of the rare few people that actually likes this movie, more power to you. Me personally, I couldn't sit through it. I just couldn't. I tried so hard all 3 times, and every time around the second half or so, I struggled to stay awake and needed coffee. Because I was so close to just falling asleep several times throughout this fucking trash fire that it was hard to even care about anything. Like, oh, we were gonna have one of the godlike characters turn evil for no reason? Yeah, still don't care because the character is fucking stupid. Like, there's literally no point and no reason to this movie whatsoever. If you want to watch a movie that makes you fall asleep, look no further than this, because that's the only thing that this is good for. Story shit, writing shit, acting is absolutely unacceptable. Pacing is agonizing, runtime is too long, final villain sucks, the twist villain sucks, the fights suck, the CGI sucks, everything about this fucking thing sucks. Hard ass. Like, is there anything good in this movie? Anything good at all? Well, it's over. The credits are cool, I guess, but is that really what we expect by this point? To have cool credit sequences? Is that really all we expect at this point? Because I don't know about you, but I expect better. Especially considering this is the MCU we're talking about here. So, yeah, this thing sucks hard. So, let me move some things around here, because I forget what I gave for the final verdict. I'm pretty sure it was a 0, but I need to make sure. So let me grab out my backup tablet here, since I'm still on vacation technically. Turn this back on. Oh, apparently it put itself to sleep. Alright, well, while that starts up, I guess we'll just keep talking. I mean, there's nothing in this movie. There's literally nothing. There's literally nothing in this movie that's worth caring about by any stretch of the imagination or definition. It is a movie that's purely designed to bore the piss out of you for 3 hours. You know, again, like Man of Steel, except somehow even worse. Yeah, when you have a movie that's worse than Man of Steel, you know you done screwed up. So, well, I'm sorry, am I literally doing anything else except talking about this movie and giving the final verdict? Well, that should tell you all that you need to know about this piece of garbage. Like, this should tell you all you need to know, that I'm literally spending time doing other things, because it's literally what I'd rather be doing than talking about this thing. right? So, let's get this plugged in here. And you may be saying, oh, it's false advertising then because you're not reviewing the movie. No, I literally just spent 8 minutes reviewing the movie freehand, so I think I'm allowed to just do other things because, well, nothing else in this movie is worth talking about, right? I pretty much hit all the big ones. So all I can really do now is, go into Chrome. Sorry, it's early in the morning. All I can do now is go into Chrome, pull up the written review, see what I gave for the final score. Because I'm pretty sure it's a 0, but I need to make absolute sure that it's 0. So if you'll give me just a minute. This is more fun than watching the movie. Sorry, it's early in the morning. Just please deal with my antics. There we go. There we go. Now it's loading. Come on. Sorry, this thing is really slow. I apologize. Where is Eternals? Ah, there it is. I found it. So, final thoughts, aka written review. Yes, I know it said I wasn't going to do it anyway, but since I pulled up, might as well. Eternals is a sleep-inducing, tedious, templated, stupid, and borderline unwatchable dumpster fire knockoff of the Justice League to the point of blatant obviousness. Characters are not worth caring about, story's trash, acting is very disappointing considering the cast, action is bland, pacing is way too slow, final act is a convoluted travesty, villain is terrible, runtime is obnoxious, and rewatchability is 0. Besides the Train to Busan guy being okay, I literally remember absolutely nothing else from this complete and utter dumpster fire, even when they half-assedly brought back the whole arm emerging from the ice thing in the equally terrible Brave New World. I still couldn't bring myself to care about this movie at all. Garbage, plain simple, and yet another example of Phase 4 continuing to nosedive headfirst off of a fucking cliff at breakneck speed. By far the worst MCU movie I've ever seen, it can forever rot in hell. Final verdict? Oh, it's not 0. I thought I gave it a 0. I must be thinking of something. No, I'm thinking of Karate Kid 4. My bad. Wrong movie. Final verdict for this movie, though, is still a 1 out of 10. And it's just because the Train to Busan guy is okay. It'd be a 0 if it weren't for that. Outside of that, this thing is a piece of garbage, and you need to stay far away from it. It sucks, it's ass, it's garbage. Do not watch, not worth your time. And don't watch Brave New World either. Just screw both those movies. They're not worth your time or your money, okay? Alright, well, that's it. Thanks for watching, and I think next time we get back into the TV shows, right? Because next is Moon Knight, I think, isn't it? No, there's still one more before Moon Knight. So, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time when we talk about Hawkeye. I've heard it's not very good, but I don't know, maybe I'll be pleasantly surprised. Oh well, see you in the next review, screw this movie, peace. Deciding for what comes up ahead.